Welcome to the Goodnight Show, featuring your host, Jordan Geske.
Today we have with us Alice from the Good Neighbor. She's going to be here to tell us a little bit about their mission. We also have Brett on today.
Hey,
Cool.
Co-hosting.
really happy to join today.
Yeah.
It's an awesome guest. I'm super excited to hear more about it.
Yeah, Alice gets my seat, and me and Brett get these
I
seats.
feel super
Cool.
special.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so I just wanted to start by kind of, for the people who don't know about Good Neighbor or who don't know the full story, like myself, you were telling me a little bit about it, and I was like, oh, this is way too cool. Save it for the podcast. So if you could just kind of dive in and give yourself an introduction, your role with Good Neighbor, how long you've been there, and kind of what Good Neighbor is really all about.
Yeah, so I've been with Good Neighbor since the beginning. I'm one of the original co-founders, and we started in 2021. And it was basically just a response to increasing poverty in our city. And how that got started was during the pandemic, we opened the Calgary Community Fridge located in Crescent Heights. And through that program, we saw that people were trying to leave things that the fridge really wasn't suited for. So things like clothing, school supplies, art supplies, like they were just like, oh, sick. There's a place where I can just like put something there. It's in my neighborhood. It's hyper local. I don't have to drive anywhere to do it. And so it became the zone where people were like essentially dumping donations. And we were like, this is not dignified and nor is it safe. And the products, you know, Calgary weather, it gets ruined, right? Like overnight, it's like wet and you can't use it anymore. So I don't ever want like this adage of, oh, beggars can't be choosers, take what you can get kind of thing. I don't believe in that at all. I wanted to create kind of a dignified solution. So after a year of running the community fridge, we raised over like $50,000. We had probably like 50,000 tons of food like going through the fridge every day because it was 24/7 outdoors, no barrier to access. And we took that philosophy and basically created Good Neighbor when a local landlord who I knew from my career had an empty building downtown on 5th Avenue beside the Bow Tower. It had been vacant for about 10 years. It was the construction office when they were building the Bow, and they had never been able to lease it out. And then they said, you know, why don't you put a fridge on the outside because we're close to the downtown. I think that people could use it. And I said, let's do one better and pilot something on the inside, like a little clothing store with a food pantry. And we started out with him giving us 200 square feet of space and just being like just this section. And then within like 6 weeks, we had probably over 100 volunteers volunteering 8 hours a day to build out an entire store.
That's wild.
That's
awesome.
We did a call out to our community. And I think that what people really liked was that it was so direct. Like they could see like, if I'm coming to volunteer, I know that I'm making an impact. I can see the difference that I'm making right away. And we even had places like the Bay and Holt Renfrew like donating their like retail fixtures to us. We had people who were like stylists and interior designers doing like floor plans for us. And so the number of like carpenters and electricians that helped us during that period was like instrumental to us being able to build the store that you guys have been in before, right? Like it was bright, it was beautiful. And so we had that we've been open for 4 years. And we have served probably, I don't know, at this point, like 20,000 Calgarians at least. And over 500,000 tons of clothing have left the store.
Wow.
Yeah. Being redonated back to people who actually need it and then keeping that out of the landfill. So a lot of the times we talk about poverty reduction, but we're also single-handedly like keeping trash out of the landfills and like protecting our environment. Right. And so it's been a super fulfilling experience. Unfortunately, last October, we got evicted because they found a rent-paying tenant. Finally, we paid rent too, but not market rent. And so we totally understood, like he gave us a great opportunity, a great launch pad. And so ultimately we ended up finding a home in the basement of Central United Church, which is just downtown.
That's awesome.
And, you know, it was kind of the same thing. Like we went into the space that didn't look like anything special. And we kind of came in with our volunteers and painted murals on the walls, reset up the store, reorganized everything, did what we did best. Whereas the church was like, we have the space, we don't know what to do with it. So through that process, we've been able to link up with the central hub in the basement, which has different social service agencies once a week on Tuesdays, as well as an Alberta Health Service presence and like nursing. And it was just, it's been a great collaboration. And so now we serve over 300 people a day, providing meals, clothing, toiletries, social services, HIV testing, harm reduction supplies. And we are able to do that 5 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was really well put, first of all. You got a lot out. And, with it, I don't even know if you breathed there.
I don't know if I did. It's like I should take up swimming or something.
Yeah, that was impressive. There's a lot to kind of cover there. Like, I wanted to also like go back a little bit and talk about like the amount of volunteers that you guys are handling and like how coordinated you guys must be to be able to take on that many volunteers that quickly. Like, it must be like a pretty good team that you guys have that were the founders behind the project. Like,
yeah, I think for a lot of us during the pandemic, especially, like we really wanted to do something that gave us hope and purpose and passion. Like we all had day jobs where we're like, okay, it sucks that, we're just working, doing the corporate grind or whatever. And this is what really spoke to us. I think we were all really entrepreneurial. The group of people who started, like we were all young teenagers in Calgary that grew up in the Beltline. We started out with our organizing, doing like all ages shows, punk shows, that kind of thing. And just learning how to organize at a young age was super instrumental. And so now in our 30s, we were like, let's do it again, And so I think why people like volunteering for us is because it provides hope and they see the direct impact, right?
Yeah. And in Calgary, when you started 4 years ago, that's kind of when things were taking a little bit of a downward swoop. And sadly, it hasn't really cushioned yet. I think we're still headed in that direction.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you probably see it more firsthand than me, but even just being on the street that we're located on, obviously, like seeing how much busier it is on this street. This isn't a good street to be busy. This isn't 17th Ave. This is where like the drop-in centers are, where the mustard seed is. So when this street gets busy, doesn't mean good things for Calgary. Yeah,
like you guys see the alleyways, right? Like 10th Avenue, like Bridget just had a big fire because somebody was trying to stay warm, and so
I came by one day, I couldn't sleep and I was on my way. I was like, I may as well go to work. And I got to work at like 5 a.m. just because I couldn't sleep. And I got to work, the garbage was on fire in the whole side of my building. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, luckily I woke up for some reason.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, it's people trying to stay alive in the winter.
Regular break-ins happening at Bridget and
Oh,
other restaurants
absolutely.
as well, right?
Yeah. Well, working in commercial real estate, like I have to both like straddle the worlds of doing this work, trying to like do what we can to get people out of poverty, but also like dealing with the other side of it, which is like businesses getting broken in, smash and grabs, things like that. And really it's just like a lot of the times it's like they're literally risking it all to get $10 to take the bus, or to get a meal. Like it's so sad and it's completely preventable.
Yeah.
But right now, because of how our city is set up, how our economy is set up, how there's been so much cuts to social services.
Yeah.
What you see on the street isn't even encompassing the true number of like poverty in
I couldn't
Calgary,
even imagine.
right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Like that's like the worst case, where it's like unhoused, addictions, that kind of thing. But you have like seniors, newcomers, like single parents, like that's the people who like you'd never hear the story of.
We were looking at like the numbers for like food insecurity and like shout out, I think there's like a big group called like The Walk YYC who does like a big walk. I can't remember the length, every single week or something, and to support food insecurity and raise awareness. I didn't know what food insecurity really was when I first heard the term, but it's like people who can't afford to put food on the table and keep their fridge full.
Yeah.
And it was like close to like 26% of Calgarians. I was like, that's insane.
It's all-time high. Yeah.
When I was growing up, like there was always, I grew up in Forest Lawn and it was always like, oh, that's where all the poor people are, right? Like that's where you have food insecurity. That's where you have the lunch programs. And now 30 something years later, it's everywhere in the city. Every neighborhood that you go to, it doesn't matter if it's Lakeview. It doesn't matter if it's like Arbor Lake. It's like you have people there that are either skipping 1 or 2 meals. Like when I hear from my teacher friends that they have kids that come to school that don't eat all weekend, I'm like, that's messed up. Like Calgary is one of the most prosperous, like economic wise, prosperous cities in Canada. And we have starving kids, starving seniors, starving moms. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the numbers are huge.
Yeah.
It's really scary to see.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, and we're not doing our job as a community or as citizens. And that's why I think, when you think about these world problems, it's like, oh my gosh, you can be so nihilistic about it or you can do something about it, right? And it's like doing something like this, like doing clothing drive, helping out, like putting together a food hamper, like every little bit helps.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it's like policy, right?
Yeah,
Systemically, we
sure.
have to change something.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because even like just thinking about what you're saying, it brings me back to the teachers and like people who were like, oh, teachers don't deserve a 12% raise.
Oh my God.
Just looking at it from, it's not that teachers don't deserve a 12% raise. First of all, 12% over 4 years is 3%. Cost of living goes up about 2.6%. It's actually not a raise.
No.
It's like, hey, we want to not be totally affected by inflation so we can keep teaching these kids. So we don't have to look for other careers. And then I had the EMS on recently. We were just at MRU talking to all the students for the tech night there, and we met some EMS who have left EMS because of the situation there as well. And seeing all these different people who are like, it's not that one group wants a raise. And you shouldn't be like, no, they don't deserve it if I can't have it. It's more like, okay, everybody needs to find a way to improve our standard of life right now. Everybody needs to be able to have a cost of living raise going on,
It
right?
shouldn't be us versus them.
Yeah.
Well,
I think when you
that's-
hear somebody suffering, it's like, yeah, let's get behind that so they can get behind us. right?
Exactly. Like if you aren't going to help people, like who's going to help you, right?
Yeah.
Like
There's too
where's
much
this-
tribalism.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we saw that a lot. Like when we wanted to do the community fridge, people were like the comments on like the CBC articles and stuff, they were like, people should take care of themselves. Like this is,
There's a lot of people
we're so
behind the
tired of
keyboard and-
handouts.
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm doing this selfishly because like I know that I could be like one layoff away from poverty, you know,
Yeah.
and I want there to be social safety nets out there or some sort of resource out there for people like me, because you never know, like people who take it for granted. Like we saw this during the pandemic, like maybe the husband works on the rigs, wife was a stay-at-home mom, he gets laid off, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't
There's-
afford your car, your house. Yeah.
There's a lot when I was like, I used to be a regional market manager for TELUS. And when I was going to like the old oil rig communities, like during a layoff season, like these people who were leveraged, they have like a boat and an RV and a car. Now these people, they made some leveraging choices,
Yeah.
but like still, they would lose their job. They get laid off. Their wife is a stay-at-home mom and they have this 3-car garage. It's like, they're going to lose that and they're going to be so far gone at that point too.
Absolutely.
So it can happen to literally anyone, especially depending on like the lifestyle. I think it's really hard for some people to really look at it from an empathetic point of view when they're a little upset at the world or the position that they're in themselves. But
Absolutely.
like that's what you have to think about is, wow, this could really be me and I should make sure that other people aren't suffering, and then your life will be a little bit better too. You'll feel a little bit more pride in yourself.
Well, that's why it's like things like people are so like anti-union, and I was like thinking about all the like even the convoy people, right? Like they were so pissed that they didn't get rehired, and I was like, if you had a union that could like advocate for you, like you wouldn't have been laid off so easily, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
No, it's a tough world out there, and there's a lot of stuff that people have very strong opinions on, and I think a lot of it's due to tribalism. I don't think a lot of it is very educated. It's like, this is what people like me are thinking. I think that people have to really like dive into stuff and look at like non-biased opinions on both sides. There's some great resources on the internet where you can find like, oh, hey, here's this news report. Here's the other like side of this news report, right?
Well, even if you saw something like the New York mayoral race, right? Like even here's this guy just being like free daycare so people aren't spending like tens of thousands of dollars on daycare so they can work, or free buses. People were like, no, like this is the worst thing that could ever happen. And it's like literally the most basic things that we should all have access to.
Especially in a world with so much prosperity and moving into like this world of AI and automation, we should really be trying to give away the basic needs of a human to everyone.
Absolutely.
It's more important now than ever, for sure. But
Like, I don't know about you guys, but growing up, it was like I didn't get to go to like summer camps or after school programs or tutoring until I like could save up enough money in high school to kind of do that for myself. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity. And I think a lot of the projects that we do, whether it's through Good Neighbor, we have other like community building events, lots of family like uplifting like free recreation events for families too, because I know that that's an important part of basic needs too that we always forget. Sometimes it's just like, oh well, they have a roof over their head, but they don't have access to like pay for their medication, to pay for mental health supports, to even go do sports and recreation, the things that like feed your soul and make you healthy, right? And that like it sucks to think that there are kids out there that are growing up without those opportunities simply because of the economic situation that they were born into. That is not their fault. And then they maybe don't get to go to high school. They don't finish high school. They don't go to college. They don't, you know, and they are stuck in this like level of like working labor jobs, right? When every kid had that equal opportunity we all have to go to college and everything like that. And it's simply circumstance. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy. I don't want to take away from how heavy it is, but I do want to mention that this is the most people we've ever had on a podcast if you count George and Georgette. That's the
There
name
you
of
go.
it. If you're wondering what they're doing behind you, Brett, do you want to kind of fill in? We did a little something special for the people at Good Neighbor, as much as we could, and we hope that it kind of sparks something. But Brett, do you want to?
We went to Goodwill, who Goodwill donates 91 cents on the dollar to everything you spend there, which is also incredible. So we got to kind of help out 2 organizations, but
Amazing.
we've purchased over 60 jackets,
Yeah.
10 pairs of socks, 20 hats,
Bunch of gloves.
10 snow pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're looking pretty styling today.
Yeah. So we've dressed them up with some of the gear that we managed to get from Goodwill. There's a lot more. We will have to get it to your donation center for you because I have a very large SUV and it was full to the brim.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
Yeah. So we put together a little video of our time at Goodwill and kind of our experience. And it's pretty cool. It's cool to see the quality of the gear that you can get for like $5.
Yeah.
And
It's incredible.
If you need a winter jacket, head on down to Goodwill. Hopefully they've restocked since we were there.
And even if you guys haven't been to the bins, like the Goodwill bins, that's even cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh my God, you guys look like celebrities. It's crazy.
Yeah, the lighting was good that
I
day.
don't need any ego. Perfect. We'll take a quick watch. What up, Alice?
We are here on the street in front of Goodwill.
We're going to do a bit of a double donation today. We're going to buy everything that we donate to Good Neighbor from Goodwill from What's Good and the Good Night podcast. That's 4 goods. I didn't plan that. It's just going down. Let's go inside. We're going to meet Megan and we're going to buy a bunch of clothes. We're going over to the men's jackets section because those have been flying off the shelf. So we're going to try to get some of those first. We're going to try to do like 500 in men's, 500 in women's, and then try to get some accessories as well, like toques, gloves, stuff like that.
This is a killer winter jacket, $18.
That's a good
Got the
find.
George jacket, nice big one.
This one's a long winter jacket. It's a little bit more on the pricey side. If you're out in the cold, it might be good for the legs as well. But it is $35. But we're gonna
tall
pull
one,
the trigger on that one. Yeah. Should we try it out? Is it warm? Oh yeah. This goes like all the way down to your legs.
Very nice.
This is perfect. This was $10. A little weight on me. Another one.
And you got the
$20, really puffy jacket. Feel that one.
Ooh, very nice, yeah.
Sure that we're getting the best selection possible for these people. So we might end up for the men going to the other location closer to Chinook where they said that they do have a larger supply of men's jackets.
$14, $25, $14.
Snow pants are important. Let's do
Yeah.
it. We'll get them both. It's 30 again. We want to be able to help as many people as we can, but at the same time, we want to get the best quality. So there's got to be this in-between point.
Sometimes it's important to be pretty in pink. $18, run it.
That looks good, looking good, Toby.
Really incredible store, great selection. I think it's definitely worth checking out. Amazing prices, and 91 cents on the dollar goes to charity. So
Yeah, this is a good one for 18 as well.
this is really good for
The
18.
selection here is huge, and you have everything. You got Guess, you got Zara. This is in near perfect condition, beautiful puffer jacket, very warm, very heavy. Like if you're looking for a place where like you can get a jacket, you don't want to blow a few $100s, and you want to be able to do something good, 91 cents on the dollar, just like Brett said. This is the place. Don't forget gloves. 5 again. Okay, here's the. We'll probably have to do 2 trips, no?
There's no way we're doing 2 trips.
Okay, no 2 trips. Okay. I really do feel like Santa right now. Get in there. We've ran out of stuff to buy at this location. They gave us a good discount as well, which is cool because we're just donating it anyways, and they're trying to raise money to donate too, so it's a double whammy. We're gonna head to another Goodwill. We're gonna try to buy all their jackets as well. So Megan, as we go inside here, I just want to talk a little bit about what Goodwill is and what the mission is and how it kind of differentiates itself from other thrift stores such as like Value Village on the market and why people should really focus on trying to do their best to shop here.
Yeah, for sure. So Goodwill is a registered nonprofit in Alberta. We're an international brand, but we are locally owned and operated. So what happens in Alberta stays in Alberta. Donations made here and the money made through our retail stores stays within programs in Alberta. Our mission is to help people with disabilities find employment. And so we do that through programs, through Goodwill, where people can learn job skills and resume skills and looking for jobs and taking them through the interview process and helping them secure what that employment is for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's the percentage that is coming out of, like, if I buy something for $10,
Yeah.
what's going towards that?
Yeah, so 91 cents of every dollar we earn in our retail stores goes towards supporting programs that work for our mission,
That's awesome.
which is helping people with disabilities find employment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wicked. So what we're doing today is kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah.
We're getting 91 cents on the dollar of about $1,100, $1,200
Yep.
donated here,
Yes.
and then we're going to take it, go to Good Neighbor, and we're going to donate it again.
Yes.
Everyone should do this.
It's like double stars.
Yeah! High five.
That's awesome, you guys.
So yeah, I think we got, here you go. Donovan did a tally for you.
Wow.
We got 61 jackets, 9 pairs of ski pants, 10 pairs of socks, 20 hats, 7 pairs of gloves, and 4 sweaters.
You guys did awesome.
Yeah, and I think it was, there's a
over
price
1,200 or-
somewhere. It was about $1,200.
That's
And
amazing.
Pretty incredible value.
$1,273. And
Like
yeah,
60 jackets for that amount of money
Yeah.
is
Is
insane.
Oh, and
Incredible value.
and then a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
So like that's an insane amount of clothing that we were able to get. 91 cents on the dollar. So most of that goes back into helping people with disabilities find jobs, and then we're able to
keeping them employed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like it's not a crazy amount. It is for a lot of people. Like we're a business, so we could afford to do that. But like hopefully what this does is it sparks more people doing it is what we're
Even
hoping.
if somebody goes and buys one jacket
And donates it.
it,
Yeah.
or
And
just
that's
grabs
$5.
something from their, their house or whatever. Yeah, I feel like I've always said like what Good Neighbor should really get into is like starting a like cleaning business or like a decluttering business, because we hear from people all the
that'd be
time
great.
that are like, oh man, like I have so much stuff to give you guys, but I don't have
Yeah.
time to come
Yeah.
in and sort through everything. And I'm like,
That's really
we
smart.
should just start doing that,
Yeah.
like let us help you
Yeah.
declutter and it goes to a good place.
Yeah, I have a kid coming in January, so
Ooh.
I'm like looking at my closet right now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to make space in this house. So I
Men's
got a lot. I got
clothing,
more than
yeah.
I got at least 5 more jackets that are coming down.
Yeah, like
then-
men's clothing is the highest in demand
I have
item.
a lot
but-
of
Is it?
pants,
That's
a
good to
lot
know.
of shirts, stuff that I'll be
yeah,
bringing
and
down,
people
a few
don't
garbage
donate
bags.
it as much. I think it's just like, I don't know if it's the gender difference and who shops more or more regularly, but men kind of wear their stuff forever. And
Yeah,
so,
I was
that's
curious.
what Megan at Goodwill was saying too. Is like, and I'm guilty of it. First of all, I'll buy you like 6 shirts in the spring, and I wear them until they're like hanging on by a
Yeah.
thread. But that's what she said. It's like when guys get rid of a shirt, it usually is garbage.
yeah.
I was curious, is there demand for children right now for
Yeah,
jackets?
so
and-
we started out in the beginning when we first opened, we had a children's section, but then it's so much volume that we were just like, you know what,
Oh,
we're going to
really?
redirect people to charities that actually work with children and
Oh, awesome.
families. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Mama for Mamas is a really good one. Made by Mama is another
We'll
one.
throw those in the description
like
below.
those are great because they have, similar to us, they have like a little store you can go in and like shop. It's by appointment. And then there's a lot of like agencies like Calgary Immigrant Women's Association or Immigrant Services Calgary, like all these newcomer agencies that people arrive in Canada with like a spring jacket and they are not ready for minus 40
yeah,
weather,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
Like
freeze to death.
kids
learn
going
about
to
wind
school
chill.
without
Yeah.
proper jackets or like boots that don't fit. Like that's a nightmare. And so, yeah. anytime, I always say, if you have like something to give, we will find a spot for you to donate it to if we can't take it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's wicked. And like you guys work pretty closely with a lot of those agencies then? Like
there's a lot of cross referrals. Like we are barrier free. So we don't ask for proof of income. We don't ask for your name, your address, which can be stigmatizing for a lot of people, especially when they're like, you know, I don't even want people to know that I need this service. Right. And so we're just an open door policy. Anybody can come in at any time. And so for a lot of the social agencies, like it's easy to refer people to us because they're just like, just go to Good Neighbor, you can grab 10 items. Like that's kind of our rule to keep demand is everybody gets 10 items a day. But obviously if you line up again and you come in, we're not going to be like, you can't take this, right? If you need it, you need it, as long as we have demand or supply in the store.
Yeah.
And so that's why like keeping the donations flowing, keeping the meals flowing is really important because we want to be able to serve as many people as possible. And it sucks to have to turn somebody away.
So you guys are still doing like the food part from the fridge as well?
Absolutely. So we've pivoted. Now we're doing hot meals. So
Okay, cool. Nice.
sometimes we'll have a table where there'll be like donations of like, you know, non-perishable items. But otherwise we have volunteers in the kitchen cooking hot meals 5 days a week for folks. So they can stop in. And again, it's like, it's turned into this, like, we call it a mall. Like it's like people can come get some food, shop, you know, like hang out,
food court.
meet up with your friends.
Awesome.
Like we have people who like, even some of the seniors, the Chinese seniors from Chinatown, they come in and they don't have cell phones and they're just like, oh, meet you there on Friday. And they like meet up. And it's also kind of nice because I think we talked about this earlier, how people like us, like we don't really get a lot of interactions with people who are like lower income or experiencing extreme poverty because there's not that many places for us to interact with each other. There's not that many places in Calgary where you can go if you can't pay an entry fee or buy something. And so what we have built in Good Neighbor is basically this day space where people can just come in and hang out, but you have like Indigenous people hanging out with Chinese people, hanging out with like low income seniors. Like it's really building a community that people would be like, oh, I never thought I would meet somebody who's Indigenous. And it kind of dismantles kind of their belief system or biases or prejudices that they may have had about a certain population.
Yeah, I feel like in the digital age, like it's really important to actually like get hands-on with stuff, especially if you're going to like grow an opinion about it. Like don't let someone else grow your opinion. Don't let it be a politician or a keyboard warrior or some online troll. Like don't let someone else grow your opinion. You have to go, you have to meet the people and you have to decide for yourself because as soon as you get there, you'll grow the empathy. You'll be like, damn, this is what's going on. Like I had no idea. Right?
Yeah. Anytime somebody has something like rude to say about somebody who's experiencing poverty, I'm like, dude, spend 5 minutes in our store and you will be like, I can't believe this isn't the top headline of every newspaper is like the poverty issue.
Been our top headline, I think, for like at least a year. It's like food insecurity, living wage, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like and that's scary stuff. That's terrifying.
Think about the living wage. Like the report that just came out is like $26, right?
$26.50.
Like when I read that, I was like, fuck, like, oh, sorry.
No, you can swear.
Yeah.
You swear
Okay. I was just like, man, I know like full-time parents that are making $18 an hour working at a grocery store. You know, like how are they able to pay for anything regardless of even like vacations or like recreation, right? Like what kind of a life is that?
Yeah, it's not. It's like you're indentured almost.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not really living.
Like you're becoming indentured to the system.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
super depressing.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like running on a treadmill every single day, right? You can't get ahead.
Yeah, not going
water.
anywhere.
Yeah. Well, no, it's really amazing what you guys do, and like What's Good isn't a nonprofit. It's not a charity, but we definitely it's a passion project. We spend a lot of money out of our own pocket trying to support small business, trying to spread culture news in Calgary, and we're doing our best this month, especially like coming up into December. Like we've made a large donation to the cancer, prostate cancer. We're trying to do this. There's more stuff that we have going on, and at any point, if there's anything that you guys need to get out there, like I hope we're the first people that you think of when it's like, hey, like we need to this needs to be done, where we'll be glad to send somebody down to make a reel about it if you think that'll have more effect. It's not just like, hey, can you do a carousel post? It's like, hey, what can we do? Because we're very active. We want Calgary to be a better place. And that's huge for us. What about other people who don't have like the business and the backing, and they don't maybe even have anything to donate, but they want to help out somehow. How do these volunteers get involved, and what are the kind of different roles so that people, they know ahead of time, maybe there is something I can do?
Yeah, I think one of the main things about poverty reduction is like we don't want it to be like, we're very blessed and like lucky to have a huge contingent of volunteers and like followers where whenever we post like we need something, somebody's like there right away, right? But what we're seeing is that it's not happening enough outside of the downtown core. And so when people are saying like, you know, I might not, we're located downtown. It's hard for people to get to, honestly. Like if you're not like a student and flexible time schedule, it's like not ideal place for you to volunteer. But I'm like, you don't have to come to us. There are like over 400, 500 poverty reduction agencies that need help every day across the city. But even more simple than that, it's like, think about like for us, when an electrician is able to donate like an hour of their time to like help us look at this like weird light fixture that doesn't work, or if, you know, a plug that's broken, like that is invaluable. You know, like we cannot like if we had to hire somebody, it would be like hundreds of dollars, right? Or we've had like people who are like, oh, I'm in marketing, I can write a story about you guys, or I can make a, you know, a template for you guys or whatever. But even starting really small, like I'm like, can you, if you're a part of like a faith group, a scouts group or something like that, just a neighborhood. I had a lady that was like, you know what, I'm just going to do a block pickup. I'm going to put a little note in everybody's mailbox and I'm going to say tomorrow I'm going to come around. So leave your bag outside and I'll bring it to Good Neighbor. Like that's super
that's
helpful.
huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. But just look to your neighbors, like know that not everybody is like rich and, you know, able to survive right now. So it's like, if you're thinking about like your neighbors around you, like what can you do to help? Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's well put. Yeah, and it's really interesting. That is important, is like the gig economy can have such an effect on helping out these days, right? Having a carpenter fix something or an electrician come down, that does cost a lot of money, especially like if there's a permit involved, right?
Oh
and
my
that
God,
can cost,
yeah.
like,
And
can
time.
cost plus 1,000, right?
Oh, totally. Like right now we need to build like a wall, you know, and it's like, it's thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Like you never, but I get it. It's a lot of work too. And we definitely, we have a fundraiser store as well located in Chinatown where, similar to Goodwill, everything is like $5 or $10 just because that helps us pay for our operations. Like we have to hire janitors. We have to pay for all the like underwear and socks that we buy because we don't want to give that used out, pay for our meals and stuff like that. And it just wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for folks who are like, I can discount my rate for you even, right? Like that's something that is so helpful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's such a, it sounds like what you've built is like a really incredible community as well, where like if you have the time, you can actually go down and you can better your life and you can meet people and kind of take part in something that's bigger than yourself as well.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing is like when you see the headlines like, oh, public safety, it's like, think about who public safety is for. Like a lot of the headlines are dealing with public safety for just like business owners or people who are like, I want to feel more comfortable walking on the street, which is valid, totally important. But think about safety for impoverished people as well, right? Like they are also in precarious situations. The most unsafe people are the ones sleeping on the street, having to huddle in like a little alcove, right? And nobody, like if you're tired of seeing people on the street, then like advocate for housing, advocate for mental health supports, rehab, detox centers, right? Our provincial government has unfortunately made so many cuts to these programs and services over the past decade that it's resulted in people just falling through the cracks. Like we have people every day that come to Good Neighbor, like I'm on the list for detox. I'm trying to get help. And it's like, the line is long, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when there's a situation where people actually want help, want to change their lives, want to do something different, and the resources aren't available to them, like that's a system failure, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah. The majority of people, I assume, aren't very happy about the situation that they're in. And that's something that people don't even think about. They're like, oh, well, this is how they want to live. It's like, no, it's fucking not.
Yeah, they didn't make that decision.
Why would you want to like carry all your shit with you every day, be moved all around the city? People are picking on you, judging you.
And one of
It's
the coldest
dirty.
places on earth.
Yeah, there's no public bathrooms. Like it's so undignified. It's a struggle, dude. Nobody wants that life, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to be outside either. But yeah, until we kind of change the stigma around it, like people will keep judging, right? It becomes a class issue. It's like a class.
It's very hard to change the stigma in this age of keyboard warriors. That's the biggest trouble. It's like, I think like having a very strong online presence, like growing that would probably go a very long way for you. So,
yeah. I think to your point earlier too, it's like, do your research, right? When you see a post about something, when you think about why our world is the way that it is, it's not hard to see. It's like a direct line, like capitalism, like exploitation of labor, like trying to make the most money using the least amount of inputs, right? Like there's a reason, and you know, it's why we are in the situation that we are today, but it can be reversed as well, right? Things like UBI or living wage, or actually funding our teachers, funding our healthcare system. This is all super important. Like, stop picking on trans kids, stop picking on like the LGBTQ community, stop picking on impoverished
We're
people.
all here on the same rock.
Literally. Yeah.
And everybody is, they're living their own struggles, their own life.
We can do better. Like, this is Calgary. I moved back to Calgary 10 years ago to do this work because I was like, I think we can be a better city, you know? And I think that we're so entrepreneurial. Like, I think we're better than Vancouver and Montreal and Toronto.
Oh, hands down.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, we are smarter, and we have a beautiful city, and I just saw that it was going to waste. Like, people were not like taking advantage of like marketing this beautiful community and like doing the work that it takes to kind of build what it could be. Like, I want to be the best in Canada, you know, that's every project. And so I hope that people listening, like, they see it and they're like, man, I want Calgary to shine too. Like, I don't want to fall into the same pattern of destruction that like Vancouver and Toronto has seen, right? With high housing prices, huge poverty numbers, like where it's at a stage where they can't even like fix it, you know? It's terrible.
Literally. Yeah. In the coming months, as it gets colder, what do you have any specific fundraisers going on? Any events that people can get involved in? Anything that you would suggest for people to do right now?
Yeah, so we are going to be doing continually like big call outs for things like winter coats and jackets, but even things like that you wouldn't think about donating, and it's so easy. Like, we have an Amazon wish list, and like every time we do a call out, you can just like click and buy, where it's like
put that up.
hand warmers, like hand warmers, body wipes, toothbrushes, like deodorant. Like, these are the things that are so important. And then we're always looking for like food donations so that we can keep cooking the warm meals for people. And you know, we are going to have like different events in the new year, but being like run by volunteers, like we are always just like reacting to what's directly in front of us, you know? And so we sometimes don't know until the day of like, okay, tomorrow, let's plan this, you know, like let's have this event, or like, let's do a call out. It's pretty like in the moment because we're dealing with a changing situation every day.
Yeah. And for drop off, can people just come to your location downtown then primarily?
Absolutely. Or? Yeah. The hours are on our website, so you can definitely check that out and drop it off during that period. A lot of people are like, oh, it's very busy, right? Like, we have hundreds of people there. Sometimes they're loitering in the alleys and stuff like that, but I'm just like, don't be scared. Like, they aren't going to bother you if you don't bother them, right? Like, people who, the only situations I've seen where people are like, that person yelled at me, and I was like, were you being a Karen or being super rude? Like, because I've never, like, we've never had to call police. We've never had an overdose. We've never had anything. And we're dealing with like high acuity people with high needs. But it's because like everybody's chill. They respect the space. So it's like the attitude that you approach people with as well. Like, if you come like clutching your pearls, like, oh, I'm so scared of homeless people, it's like, you're gonna have a bad experience.
You give off an aura.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just be chill.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you kind of want to shine a light on today? Is there anything that like
Yeah, I think the final thing is for our hot lunch program too. If you're like, I don't want to come all the way downtown, I can't donate anything, we do have like a link in our bio for our sandwich program. So it's like, donate $5, you know, like that gets us like a bag of rice, that gets us canned chicken soup, whatever, that we can cook and make into meals for people. So it doesn't, we're not asking for like 90 coats. It's amazing. I love it. But it's like, we're, you know.
No, you're asking for $1.
Exactly.
If everybody
like
in Calgary donated a single
it's like
dollar,
a World
you'd be
Vision
well off for
way,
a
you know,
bit,
like
you know?
for a cup of coffee a day, like you can really help
exactly.
somebody. And
massive change.
but also like, I think the most important thing, like it can get really overwhelming around the holidays to feel this pressure to give and to like be doing more and stuff like that while the world is crashing and burning around us. And it's like, give yourself a bit of like lax too, you know, like don't be like, because then you'll get burnt out and you'll be depressed and you're just like, I can't do anything. It's like you do have to like take care of yourself and just know like start small, don't put too much pressure, even if it's just sharing your post, right? Like doing a share, doing like a comment, boosting that algorithm, following us on Instagram, like that's huge. Just like learn, you know?
Yeah.
Focus on the good.
Yeah, just don't be a bystander.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like or comment or share any of Good Neighbor's posts, and that alone is going to go a long way.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. We find out we've been around for 4 years, and people are still just finding out about us. You know, so it's like
well, I've known about you, but I didn't know most of this.
Yeah,
this has been like a huge learning session for myself, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see like the different ways that you guys are accepting help, right? There's so many different ways that anyone can come out, and if you don't have a lot of time throughout the whole year, just going down and fixing one thing, if you have a set of skills that you can lend a hand, or if you can go and donate a cup of coffee on there, and then they're one step closer to a bag of rice, right?
Yeah,
so,
like one thing that like Village Ice Cream, which is just down the street from here, they had a Giving Tuesday campaign where you can nominate volunteers and stuff like that, and like just a simple nomination of one of our volunteers got us 100 cups of ice cream for our clients, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
and I think
nice
that's awesome
to have. Yeah,
I think it's really important right now, and it is kind of the overarching vibe of a lot of these fundraisers, charities, and local initiatives that's going on is the Keep It in Alberta thing. Alberta is. I was just talking to Jeff Davison, the CEO of the Prostate Cancer Center, and he was telling me about how much Calgary gives compared to other places in the world.
Yeah.
For instance, Movember comes to Calgary every year and raises about $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Since 2009, they've only donated $7,000 to cancer research and clinics
Wow.
within Calgary. So when you're donating, really make sure you know where that money's going.
That's super
Keep
true.
it in Alberta right now more than ever, because Alberta is, for the first time in a long time, going through a really, really steep hill.
Absolutely.
And we need to make sure that we know that we're able to support ourselves so we can get everybody here back on their feet, so we can continue to grow and become that province that everybody knows, right? That entrepreneurial spirit, the one that kind of picks Canada up, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we have the most volunteers of any city in Canada.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, no,
It's incredible.
Calgary loves to give.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And right now, Calgary needs to give back to itself.
Absolutely.
And I really hope that people can just take that to heart. We'll be going down to the Blue Ball Comedy Fest tonight as a
Ooh,
fundraiser for the
yeah.
Prostate Cancer
Tickets
Center.
are still for sale.
Sweet.
Tickets are for sale. And then other than that, it's been really enlightening kind of hearing about all of it, and we'd love to come down and kind of see the place ourselves. We haven't,
anytime. Yeah.
so maybe that's something that we do
We'll
at
make a
some
plan.
point is we put something together so we can come down and kind of maybe show people like we did for Goodwill,
Absolutely.
what it's like at Good Neighbor.
Absolutely. That would be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Alice, thank you so much. It was great having you guys on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and George and Georgette with their premiere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to have to strip them down.
Yeah.
But I
That's
need
okay.
those jackets.
They'll
okay.
find new outfits to wear.
It's warm in here.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
They have a roof, and they're made of plastic.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Alice.
Thanks, Alice.